Welcome to the deep dive. We're here to cut through the noise and really get to the heart of today's most interesting topics.
That's the plan.
And today we are diving deep into the electrifying world of guitar effects pedals.
Oh, yes. Stomp boxes.
Exactly. You know, those little boxes you step on and bam, your guitar sound just completely transforms.
From clean shimmer to, like, full-on roar.
Totally. But, you know, in that huge sea of effects, there's this one pedal. It's more than just a utility, isn't it? It's become, well, almost a myth, a legend.
You must be talking about the Klon Centaur.
You got it. The Klon Centaur Overdrive. It's not just some circuit board in a box. People say it's like one of the most legendary, most sought-after pieces of gear ever.
Definitely up there. Whispered about online, coveted by pros and bedroom players alike.
So for this deep dive, our mission is pretty clear. We're going to unpack its history, really dig into it.
Get the essential insights, the surprising facts.
Yeah, where did it come from? What's so special about its circuit? The different versions, who used it?
And the huge cultural impact it had. Absolutely.
Our goal here is to give you a shortcut, basically, to understand why people call this the holy grail of transparent overdrive.
And what it kind of represents in that whole boutique pedal world.
Okay, let's unpack this then. The story of a pedal that, you know, really changed how guitarists think about their tone.
Let's do it.
So let's rewind a bit. Back to Boston, 1994.
Right.
This guy, Bill Finnegan, he had a problem, a very specific problem.
Well, with his amp, right? A Fender twin reverb.
Yeah, exactly. Loved that clean sound, sparkle. But he wanted like a natural overdrive from it.
Especially at lower volumes, which is tricky with those amps.
Super tricky. And the key thing was he didn't want to lose the amp's dynamics, the feel, you know, that clarity.
Right. It wasn't just about getting distortion. It was about preserving something. Enhancing it, maybe?
Yeah, like an extension of the amp itself. Subtle, but powerful.
And that's really where the genius lies, I think. It came from such a precise need, both artistic and technical.
Aiming for nuance, you said, not just like brute force distortion.
Exactly. Finnegan, and let's not forget Fred Fenning, who helped with the electronics.
Right, Fenning.
Their whole philosophy was about clarity. Touch sensitivity was huge.
Meaning how it reacts to your playing, like soft strum versus heart attack.
Precisely. And crucially, blending the clean and distorted signals so it felt, well, amp-like.
Not like other pedals back then that might get muddy or compressed.
Exactly. They were actively trying to avoid that. They wanted articulation, that natural breakup. Let the guitar's own voice come through.
That really sets the stage, that specific goal.
Yeah.
So how did they pull it off, technically speaking? Because this is where it gets really interesting, isn't it?
Oh, yeah.
The Centaur wasn't just another overdrive circuit. It had some clever tricks going on.
Definitely. It's based around an op-amp, a TL072 dual op-amp.
Okay, so an op-amp is like a basic building block for the sound. Amplifying, shaping it.
Sort of, yeah. And while the TL072 is pretty common, it's how Finnegan used it, what he built around it. That was the key.
And I keep hearing about this charge pump. That sounds important. What is that? Why use it here?
Ah, the charge pump. Yes, absolutely critical. It's this clever bit of circuitry that takes your standard 9-volt power supply.
Right, like most pedals use.
And it internally boosts the operating voltage up to 18 volts.
18. Wow, so double the voltage. Why?
Headroom. Think of it as giving the circuit more breathing room, more space for the signal to swing without clipping or compressing prematurely.
Okay, like a bigger engine in a car, you said.
Kind of, yeah. It allows for greater dynamic response, a more open sound. It directly contributes to that amp-like feel people rave about. It responds more like an amp's preamp section.
That makes sense. More dynamic range. Okay, so that's the charge pump. Now, what about bypass? A lot of pedals today are true bypass, but the Klon used a buffer.
It did. And that was a very conscious choice by Finnegan.
Was it controversial then? People debate buffers now.
Oh, there was discussion for sure. But Finnegan believed a high-quality buffer was better for preserving your tone, especially if you had long cables running to your amp or lots of pedals.
Right, because long cables can suck your high end. Tones suck.
Exactly. The Klon's buffer actively drives the signal, keeping it strong and clear all the way to the amp. For Finnegan, signal integrity was paramount, maybe debated, but intentional.
Okay, so a deliberate choice for tone preservation. But the real magic, people say, is that gain knob, the transparency. How does it blend clean and distortion so well?
Yeah, this is probably the core element of its sound, that blend.
How does it work?
Think of it like this. As you turn up the gain knob, you're gradually introducing the distortion, the clipping from the diodes.
Okay.
But, this is the clever part, it always retains a portion of your original clean guitar signal and mixes it back in.
Ah, so it's not just all distortion replacing the clean sound.
Precisely. It's a blend. And that's why even at higher gain settings, you still get note clarity. It doesn't turn into mud. Your guitar's character, your amp's character, it still shines through. The pedal just enhances it.
That is clever. And what about those diodes, the clipping elements? Germanium, right? Or is that just a myth?
Widely believed to be germanium, yes, though Finnegan himself never actually confirmed the exact type.
Adding to the mystery.
Totally. But germanium diodes generally give you a softer, rounder kind of clipping compared to silicon, which can be a bit harsher.
So that contributes to the smoothness, the
Yeah,
transparency.
it's believed to, yeah. A more natural, maybe tube-like compression. And that whole magic diode myth. Fascinating, really. It shows how much perception, scarcity, and story play into high-end gear.
Right. It elevates the components beyond just, well, components.
Exactly. Sometimes the narrative becomes almost as important as the technical reality.
Incredible. Okay, so we have this complex internal design. Let's quickly touch on the controls you actually see. Gain, treble, output.
Pretty simple on the outside. Gain does that clean clip blend we talked about. Treble is an active EQ.
Meaning it can boost or cut highs, not just roll them off.
Correct. Gives you more shaping power. And output is just a high headroom volume control. A lot of people use it mainly as a clean boost, actually.
Right, just hitting the amp harder. So, given all that, it sounds really versatile. It's not just one sound, low gain versus high gain.
Oh, absolutely not. That's its strength.
Yeah.
Low gain. It's basically a fantastic clean boost.
Fattens the tone, tightens the low end.
Yeah, it just makes your amp sound bigger, fuller, more itself. Mid-gain, you get that gorgeous smooth overdrive. Transparent. Enhances mids, but crucially.
It's not mid-humpy, like a tube screamer might be.
Exactly. It doesn't have that pronounced mid-frequency push. It lets your guitar's natural mids breathe. High gain. Still very dynamic, very amp-like crunch. Notes stay separate, no mud.
Wow.
So connecting it all, these design choices, the charge pump, the buffer, that clean blend, the diodes, they all weave together.
To create that specific character.
Yeah, that transparent amp-like DNA, it really did set a new benchmark for overdrive pedals. It wasn't about crazy distortion, it was about enhancement, making your rig sound better.
That subtlety seems key. It sounds like he wasn't just building a pedal, he was advancing a whole philosophy of overdrive.
I think that's fair to say.
And once that benchmark was set, well, the story gets even more interesting. How it evolved, how people found out about it.
Yeah, the scarcity, the mystique,
Yeah.
it all starts to build.
So Finnegan had this amazing sound locked down, but the next chapter is less about the circuit, more about how this unassuming pedal went from a niche thing to this global obsession.
Right, the production story.
The original Klon Centaur, the classic one, was made from '94 to 2009.
And famously hand-built by Finnegan himself, right? Small batches.
Exactly, meticulously put together, which naturally meant they weren't exactly mass-produced. Availability was limited from day one.
And there were those cosmetic differences? The horsey logo?
Yeah, the early ones had the centaur graphic, the horsey, later ones didn't. But, and this is important despite all the myths, the circuits were essentially the same tonally. Any tiny variations were likely just component drift over 15 years, not deliberate changes.
Good to clarify that. So
Yeah.
much speculation out there.
Right, and then production stopped in 2009. Why?
Primarily, he had trouble sourcing some specific parts. They became obsolete.
Ah, so he literally couldn't make them the same way anymore.
Pretty much. And that, of course, just poured fuel on the fire of scarcity and eventually value.
A perfect storm, almost. Technical brilliance meets limited supply.
Exactly. The fact they couldn't be made anymore just amplified the desire.
But then Finnegan did come back, didn't he, with the KTR in 2012.
He did. The KTR, much anticipated successor.
Smaller box, right. More modern look. But the circuit.
The exact same circuit as the original Centaur.
Right.
Just using more modern, reproducible production methods.
And it has that switch, the buffer on-off.
Yep, with that famous label.
Yeah.
Almost always better.
Huh. Gotta love that self-awareness.
Finnegan's goal with the KTR was really to make the sound accessible again. More affordable, more available. Though he still hand-assembles them himself.
So the KTR exists, same circuit, more accessible, yet the legend of the original just kept growing. Prices went nuts.
He did. Which raises a really interesting point, doesn't it?
Like, why? If the KTR is technically identical.
Does original status just trump everything for collectors? Or is there something else going on? Psychology? maybe?
That's a great question. I think it's partly about history. Owning the KTR gets you the sound, yes, but owning an original, that's like touching history.
A connection to that specific era when the legend was forged.
Yeah, exactly. Like a first edition book versus a paperback reprint. Functionally the same story, but the original object has this aura. Authenticity, scarcity.
The allure of the artifact itself.
Yeah.
Makes sense.
So how did this pedal, solving one guy's niche problem, just explode? How did it get onto all those pro pedal boards and become this holy grail?
It was kind of a slow burn in the 90s, more of an insider thing.
Right.
But by the early 2000s, yeah, it was becoming a staple for serious players.
Hmm.
Who used it and how was crucial.
Like who? Give us some names.
Well, Jeff Beck used it for that amazing amp-like boost pushing his amps.
Legend.
Joe Perry from Aerosmith, an early adopter, really influential. John Mayer, famously using it as a clean boost into clean amps for sparkle, clarity, that edge of breakup thing.
Ah, okay. Mayer's use really boosted its profile, didn't it?
Hugely. Then you had Nels Cline from Wilco, using it for really touch-sensitive, articulate overdrive.
Showcasing its responsiveness.
Exactly. And players like Matt Schofield shaping his blues tones with it. It wasn't just one type of player.
So these highly respected tone gurus basically gave it their stamp of approval.
Pretty much. They validated it for the wider guitar community. Seeing your heroes use something specific that creates desire becomes part of their secret sauce.
Absolutely. And then came the internet, right? Forums like the Gear page.
Oh yeah, that was massive. Word spread like wildfire online. Suddenly everyone wanted one.
That's right.
Demand just skyrocketed.
And the market reacted.
Big time. By the late 2000s, originals were already hitting thousands of dollars used. Today, a good condition original, $5,000, $8,000, even more sometimes.
Wow. That's serious money for a pedal.
It is. And even the KTR, meant to be accessible, often sells for more than its retail price because demand still outstrips supply. It's a wild market.
Beyond just the cash, what's the core appeal there? Owning something so rare, so expensive, when similar options exist.
Yeah, that's the deeper question. It's more than just the sound, isn't it?
Seems like it.
It's owning history, like you said. A status symbol, maybe. But also, it represents this pursuit of the ultimate tone for many people.
Right. And the scarcity adds exclusivity. The myths, the famous users, the whole chase.
Yeah.
It builds this narrative.
Exactly. You're not just buying a pedal. You're buying into a story, a legend, a community understanding, an investment in a tonal dream almost.
And its cultural impact, its legacy is just undeniable now.
Completely. It is the holy grail of transparent overdrive. That label stuck for a reason.
The scarcity, the myths, the players, it all created this cult following.
Few pieces of gear ever reach that level. But maybe its biggest legacy. It spawned an entire category of pedals.
The Klon clones or clones?
Exactly. Pedals like the Wampler Tumnus, J Rocket Archer, the Electroharmonic Soul Food. Tons of them. All trying to capture that Klon magic.
Making the sound accessible even if the original isn't.
Precisely. It's amazing how it went beyond being just gear. It became a cultural artifact, set a benchmark, launched a whole sub-industry.
Its story is like a mini history of boutique effects culture itself.
Perfectly put.
Yeah.
Innovation plus limited access plus artist endorsement equals legend. It shows that value in this world is complex. It sounds, sure, but also story, aspiration, community. Less about the parts, more about the whole phenomena.
So there we have it, the Klon Centaur's journey. Pretty incredible stuff.
From one guy's quest for his perfect tone
To one of the most influential, most desired overdrives ever. That innovative circuit, that clean blend, giving clarity and touch response. It really did change the game.
It absolutely did. Redefined what an overdrive could be.
It's just such a prime example, isn't it? How scarcity, mystery, and a reputation built on nuance on an amazing sound creates this legacy that just keeps going.
Way beyond the original production run. It really embodies that whole boutique effects mystique.
Yeah.
The value isn't just in the box, it's in the story, the influence.
So considering all that, the thousands of dollars for originals, all the clones trying to copy it, what do you think really defines the value of a legendary piece of gear like this?
That's the big question to leave people with.
Is it just the sound? Is it the history you can hold, the rarity? Or is it more about, the perception, the cultural weight it carries because of who used it? And how does that same idea maybe apply to other iconic things we value? Not just music gear, but technology, art, maybe even fashion. Something to think about next time you hear that perfect guitar tone.